Intu Properties is the largest. Remember, this one came out of the old Liberty International Group. It is shopping centre based. It's a British real estate investment trust, but it has a couple of big assets which are, sort of regional malls, super malls really, that are outside of the major cities like London, of course, and Manchester and the likes. Market capitalisation 74.2 billion rands, although it is principally listed in the UK, and it has a historic yield, I think, of around 4.99%. That's looking at whatever it paid out in the past relative to its current share price. Let's go straight to the graph because we have a limited time. So this one doesn't look so hot, and that's the Brexit fall there at the end. But how does it look to you now?
Well, 10 weeks ago, before the fall, I said I wasn't hot on it.
Yeah.
And I can disclose to you I was actually short the share, and that worked well in Brexit. So even though I didn't expect Brexit, I still needed to hedge. That's what a hedge fund manager gets paid to do, for trying to hedge against risk you don't foresee.
So you something and short this one, and one on the short leg. Yeah.
Yes. Got a little bit hurt on the long leg, but net, it helps to have a strategy that can help you on the short side when pain happens like Brexit. And at that point, 10 weeks ago, Intu for me wasn't discounting all the risks like Brexit. Now the share price has dropped a lot. So it's a different proposition right now. The portfolio is the same. They came out with an interim result presentation a week or two ago. Yep. That was reasonably upbeat. That was better than people expected. They didn't have a drop in their valuation of their properties that some might have expected. So I think, given the current situation, it's worth another look.
The UK economy. No one seems to really have a clear idea, A, of what's going to happen with the Brexit actual process, and B, what it's going to do to consumer confidence and the economy generally. Is it not a concern that if there's a sharp economic negative correction, that is a sort of secondary cycle of consumer pessimism, which results in weak spending, which results in retailers taking strain, which results in them cutting a few of their store footprint, and therefore some pressure on occupancies and rental recoveries for these guys?
Definitely. So I'm not saying that's not going to happen. Yeah. I'm saying the share price already discounts that. The share price is relatively cheap, a yield of roughly touching 5%. In the UK, where we have rates very close to zero and they might be cut closer to zero in the near future as well, that's a big yield pickup. You're talking about a 400 basis point pickup in yield, plus a little bit of growth. So even if they do have vacancies sticking up and they do have pressure, and we haven't even spoken about the likes of Amazon.com, which means people will go to the mall less often. They'll just buy online. A lot of negative trends, but this is a management team that are incentivized to look for a solution. And if they can find a solution, given this entry point, the share price, I think you got relatively little downside and quite a bit of upside.
Yeah. And I think the point that we discussed when we discussed the threat of online shopping last time was that it's true that there probably won't be 1,000 sports stores anymore, but there will still be a flagship mall with a flagship Nike store for people who want to go and try out the stuff in the right environment, and then there'll be a certain amount of online shopping. So
agreed. It's not as if we're all just going to sit in our pajamas at home and do everything on the computer screen. We're still going to go out
shopping that way, I must tell you. Okay, good. So your sense is that it's discounted too much and you're going to go hot on this one?
I'm going to go hot based on the valuation, yes.
I'm going to give it a pass just because my sense generally is there's still a lot of unwashed laundry in that environment. But I think that's an interesting call nonetheless.